Hey, Buyers Club and Faster Funds fam. It is Casey back with another episode of Casey's Corner. Today, we're going to talk about how borrowers can prepare for their walkthrough. You've got the property under contract, and now it's time for your walkthrough after you've made the loan request. One of our underwriters is going to reach out to you to schedule that time. I just want to give you a couple helpful hints and tips to get through this process and hopefully to maximize this so that you can walk away ready for the next step, which is closing, and then get the project underway. Step one, be prepared. I can't tell you how many times I've walked into one of these walkthroughs with one of the underwriters and they will ask the borrower, what are your plans for this place? And they're like, I was hoping you could tell me what those plans would be. That is not what we want to see. We want to see that you've done your research, that you have a good renovation budget ready to go to where you've got the plans. Now, we don't need to get down into the nitty gritty as far as like, oh, I'm going to use these handles and I'm going to use these light fixtures and all that stuff. When you submit your loan request, how much you're going to spend in a rehab budget, let's say it's $50,000. What the underwriter is going to ask you is, how are you going to spend that 50 grand? How you can respond to something as simple like 13 grand in the kitchen, 10 grand in the bathrooms, 8 grand in flooring, 4 grand in paint, whatever the total amounts are. You can just be general. You don't have to get very specific of, we're going to spend $987.36 on flooring for the bathroom, and we're going to get these specific cabinet pulls that are going to cost $483. That's good that you know that, but you don't need to get to that level. Be prepared for that time. When you get in there, we're going to ask you questions. Step two, I would say ask good questions, right? We love borrowers who know what they're doing, but we also love borrowers who are open to feedback. We'll get questions along the lines of, do you think I should do this or do this? Should I open this wall? Should I keep this wall? Should I redo the kitchen layout? Should I do LVP in the bedrooms or carpeted? Have good questions. We love helping you clarify that because the scope of work that you're doing for your project is going to depend on what sort of ARV you're trying to get after, right? If you're trying to sell it for the top of the market and get the highest ARV, you might need to do things differently than if you're just doing a rental ready rehab. And lastly, just be reasonable with your comps. Be reasonable with your rehab budgets. We want to see that you've done your due diligence so that you should know how much this place is going to sell for. You should know roughly how much you're going to spend on the rehab and include some overages there, right? If we walk into a house and you say, oh, it's only going to be a $20,000 renovation, that better be flooring, paint, and carpet. Past that, things are expensive these days. So I can't seem to do a cosmetic renovation for less than 75 grand. Now I'm talking full cosmetics, but again, be reasonable with your numbers, with your comps. When you're discussing those numbers with the underwriter, have those ready for you. Sometimes the agents will have comps ready. Our underwriters are going to run our own comps. But again, just be reasonable with your numbers and you will be set up for success. So hopefully this helped you prepare for your walkthrough. If you have any questions, you can reach out to my FasterFunds Lending and my Buyers Club fam. Thanks for hanging out with me on this next episode of Casey's Corner. We'll see you next time.